Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Active Listening. I'm your host, Alyssa, and today we're diving deep into a topic that I know is on so many of your minds. How to learn English words and get better at speaking. Now, this isn't just about trying to remember a long list of words. It's about making those words real for you, using them easily, and feeling good when you talk. So let's get started, okay? One of the biggest challenges for people learning English is building up a good collection of words. It can feel like too much, right? Like you're trying to climb a huge mountain of words, one that never ends, stretching far into the clouds. You might even feel a little lost sometimes, wondering where to even begin. But what if I told you there's a simpler and actually more fun way to do it? It's not about just repeating words again and again, which can be pretty boring and quickly makes you tired. No, it's about connection, making links between words and ideas, and understanding words in their context, which means how they're used in a sentence or situation, what other words are around them. Think of words not as single bricks, just sitting there alone, cold and separate, but as parts of a beautiful, well-built house, a cozy home. Every single brick has its own spot, its own job, and it helps make the whole house strong and nice, a place where you can live and feel comfortable. So, where do we start with building this amazing word house? The very first step, and this might seem very clear, is to understand why you want to learn new words. What's your deep reason, your real motivation? Is it for travel, so you can confidently find your way in a new city? Order food without pointing? Or ask for help if you get lost? Imagine asking, "Excuse me, where is the train station?" and truly understanding the answer. Or is it for work, to do well in a meeting? Clearly explain your ideas to people from other countries? Or write emails that everyone understands? Think about being able to say, "I'm excited about this project," instead of just, "This project is good." Or perhaps it's just for everyday talks. To feel closer to English-speaking friends. Share your thoughts easily. Or simply enjoy movies and books without always stopping to look things up. Letting the story just flow. Knowing your why will help you decide what to focus on. What kind of bricks you need for your house. It's like your map, your compass, clearly showing you the way through all the vast land of words. For example, if you're planning a trip, you'll naturally want to learn words about traveling, booking rooms, ordering food, or asking for directions. Words like airport, ticket, menu, vegetarian, subway, bathroom. If it's for work, say in an office, then words used in business and formal talks will be much more helpful. Words like meeting, deadline, report, strategy, collaborate. This isn't just about making a general list. It's about having a clear goal, a real purpose. And that purpose, my friends, is what truly fuels your learning journey and makes every step count. Now, let's talk about how to get these words into your head and make them stick. Please truly try to forget those long, scary lists of words by themselves. They might look good on paper, promising quick results, but they often don't stay in your memory for long. Our brains learn best when things are connected, when there's a small story, or a feeling linked to them, something that gives them life. So instead of just writing down a word like everywhere, try to learn it in a full, natural sentence, like, "Smartphones are becoming everywhere in our daily lives." See how that immediately gives it meaning? You can picture it, You can connect it to something you know and see around you every single day. You can imagine everyone holding a phone. This is what we call learning in context. And it's a very strong, powerful way to learn. Because it's exactly how we learned our first language, without even thinking about it. One fantastic way to learn words in context is by reading. And I'm not just talking about dry school textbooks here, the ones that often make you sleepy. No, read what you truly like, what you enjoy. If you adore fantasy stories with dragons and magic, immerse yourself in them in English. If you're passionate about cooking, find English recipes, read food blogs, or even cookbooks. The idea is to make reading a pleasure, not a chore. The more you read, the more you'll naturally see words appearing again and again, embedded in sentences, in paragraphs, as part of a bigger story. When you come across a word you don't know, don't just skip it and move on quickly. Pause. Take a moment. Try to guess what it means from the words around it, from the context of the sentence or paragraph. This is a crucial skill. Guessing meaning. And it helps your brain get better at understanding language without always needing a dictionary. It trains your mind to be a clever detective. And if you still can't quite figure it out after guessing, then look it up. But here's the smart way to do it. Don't just look up what it means, the simple definition. Go further, look for example sentences. Pay close attention to how the word is actually used in different situations. What other words does it usually appear with? These are called word partners, and they are super important for sounding natural and easy to understand. For instance, you make a choice. You don't do a choice. You take a shower, not have a shower. You pay attention, not give attention. You commit a crime, not do a crime. These small but important differences make a big change in how well you speak and how natural you sound to someone who speaks English every day. They make your English feel right. When you read today, pick one new word you find. Instead of just writing its definition, write down the full sentence where you found it. Then try to write 2 or 3 your own sentences using that word. For example, if you see delightful, the picnic was delightful. Your sentences: I had a delightful conversation with my friend. The cake tasted delightful. This helps you really use the word. Another amazing way to build your word collection is by listening. Podcasts, movies, TV shows, songs, audiobooks. They're all like hidden treasures for real English. When you listen, you hear not just the words themselves, but also the correct way to say them. The natural sound of the voice going up and down. The musical beat of the language. This isn't something you get from just reading. And just like with reading, you'll pick up words in context, hearing them used in real-life situations. Try watching a movie with English subtitles first, just to get the main idea and follow the story. Then watch it again without them. You'll be surprised how much more you understand. Or listen to a podcast about something you're really interested in. Something you'd listen to in your own language, like sports, true crime, or history. Don't worry if you don't understand every single word. That's totally normal and okay. Focus on the main message. Try to get the overall idea. And then actively try to notice new words that seem important or interesting. You can even keep a small notebook close by, or use a note-taking app on your phone to quickly write down interesting phrases or words you hear. This active listening, really paying attention, combined with active reading, creates a strong, powerful learning circle, making what you've learned stronger from different ways, using both your eyes and your ears. Choose a short English song you like. Listen to it a few times. Can you pick out 3 to 5 words or short phrases that are new or interesting to you? Write them down and try to guess what they mean from the song's story. Now, let's talk about active learning. It's not enough to just quietly take in words, letting them flow by you without much thought. You need to really work with them, to truly make them your own, so they become a natural part of your speaking. One very good way to do this is by using flashcards, but with a clever twist, not just the boring old way. Instead of just the word on one side and its meaning on the other, put the word in a full, clear, and meaningful sentence on one side. And on the back, you can have the meaning and maybe even a similar word or an opposite word. Even better, draw a small picture or symbol that helps you remember the word. Our brains absolutely love pictures and visuals. This makes learning use more of your senses, makes it more interesting and engaging, and much, much easier to remember. It creates a stronger memory link. And here's a tip I absolutely love, and it's super effective. Make your own sentences. This is perhaps one of the most powerful things you can do. Don't just copy examples from a dictionary or a textbook. Make sentences that are personal to you, that connect to your own life, your experiences, your thoughts, your feelings. For instance, if you learn the word eager, which means very excited and ready, instead of just writing, "He is an eager student," try something like, "I feel eager to learn English every single day," or, "I'm so eager for my trip next month to visit my family." When you link the new word to your own life or feelings, it stays in your memory much more deeply. It's like building a little story around each word. And as we all know, stories are always simpler to remember and much more fun than just single facts. Take 3 new words you learned this week. For each word, write a sentence about something you did today, something you plan to do tomorrow, or something you truly believe. Let's move on to something very useful, putting words into groups or categorization. Our brains naturally like to organize things. We love putting things into neat little boxes and seeing how they connect. So why not do this with words? Put words together by topic. For example, if you're learning about food, you can have categories like fruits, vegetables, milk products, cooking actions, and so on. Or if you're talking about feelings, group together happy, joyful, glad, overjoyed, all meaning very happy. And then sad, gloomy, unhappy, down, all meaning unhappy. This helps you see how words are connected, to understand small differences in meaning, like the difference between glad and overjoyed. And it builds a stronger network of words in your brain. It's like making a mental map of the language, where everything is nicely placed and easy to find when you need it for speaking or writing. Another great way to learn is by using word families. Many English words come from a common base, a main word from which others are made by adding small parts. For example, from the main word to understand, you get understanding, the noun, a thing like my understanding is. Understandable, the adjective, how it is, like, it's an understandable mistake. Misunderstand, a different action with a not part, meaning to understand wrongly, and misunderstanding, the noun, a problem because of not understanding well. When you learn one word, try to find its word family. What other forms does it have? This greatly increases your word collection without needing to learn completely new ideas. It's like finding a whole family of words hidden in plain sight. And once you find them, you suddenly have many more ways to express yourself clearly and with more variety and depth. Pick a common base word like act. Can you think of other words that come from it? For example, actor, action, active, inactive, react. Try to make a small word family tree for yourself. Now, let's change our focus to speaking. Because what's the use of knowing many words if you can't use them well when you open your mouth? It's like having all the bricks for a house but never putting them together. The link between knowing words and speaking them smoothly is practice, real, hands-on practice, and actively trying to use them in conversation. Many learners feel shy or worried about making mistakes. This is a very common feeling, a completely normal part of learning anything new. But I want to tell you something very important, something to hold on to and believe. Mistakes are not bad things. They are steps forward. Every single mistake is a precious chance to learn. It tells you exactly where you need to put your attention. It's like a helpful message, a piece of feedback from the universe guiding you ahead on your path. The first and perhaps most important step for getting better at speaking is to speak. It sounds almost too simple, but it's often the hardest part for learners to really do because of fear or shyness. You need to actively create chances for yourself to speak English. If you have friends who are also learning, practice with them. Engage in conversation challenges. Maybe set a timer for 5 minutes and just talk about anything. Join an online group where people exchange languages. There are many great communities out there where people are happy to talk. Find a special language partner, someone you can connect with regularly, maybe once or twice a week. Even talking to yourself in English or saying out loud what you're doing each day can be super helpful. Describe what you see, what you're doing, what you're thinking. For instance, "Oh, I'm making coffee now. The water is boiling. I need to add sugar. The sun is shining today. It's a beautiful morning." This inner talk, or outer talk, in English helps you get those words and phrases out faster and more naturally when you're in a real conversation. It trains your brain to think directly in English. When you are speaking, try hard to use your new words. Don't just go back to the comfortable words you already know well, the easy ones. Push yourself a little. Make a real conscious effort to use those new words you've learned this week. For example, if you just learned the word fascinating, which means extremely interesting, instead of saying "it was very interesting," try to say "the movie was absolutely fascinating," or "her story was truly fascinating." The more you use a word, the more it moves from your words you understand, words you know when you hear or read them, to your words you can use, words you can easily remember and use when you talk or write. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger and quicker it gets, and the easier it is to pull out when you need it. Think about your favorite hobby or something you did yesterday. Now, try to describe it out loud in English for 30 seconds. Challenge yourself to use at least 2 new words you learned recently. Don't worry about mistakes, just focus on speaking. Another powerful way to get better at speaking is shadowing. This means listening to someone who speaks English naturally, and then immediately trying to copy them. Saying the words the same way, using the same ups and downs in their voice, and matching their speed. Find a short audio clip or video, maybe a scene from a movie, a short speech or a news report. Listen to a sentence, pause, and then try to say it exactly like the speaker did, trying to copy their sound. Then play it again, and try to speak along with them, like a shadow, saying it at the same time as them. This not only greatly improves how you say words and your accent, but also helps you get used to the natural flow and music of English speech. It's like learning to dance by copying a great dancer. You pick up the small movements and the timing that make their dance so smooth and beautiful. And don't forget how important telling stories is. Humans naturally love stories. We talk and understand through narratives, through sharing experiences. So practice telling short stories in English. It could be about your day, a funny thing that happened, a dream you had last night, a favorite memory from your childhood. When you tell a story, you naturally use many different words, different past, present, or future forms, and different kinds of sentences. It's a full way to practice. You're not just practicing single words or grammar rules. You're practicing how to communicate in a real, meaningful way. You're trying to share a message, to paint a clear picture with words for the person listening. And as you do this, you'll naturally find yourself looking for more exact and colorful words to express yourself well, making your stories more vivid. Feedback is also super valuable. This means getting helpful comments from others. If you have a teacher or a special language partner, don't be shy to ask them for clear comments on how you're using words and how you're saying them. Are you using words correctly for the situation? Are you saying them clearly so people can understand? Sometimes we don't even know the small mistakes we're making until someone kindly points them out to us. Be open to helpful advice. Remember, it's not about being perfect right away. Nobody is. It's about always getting better little by little and being willing to learn from every talk you have, every time you try. Describe your favorite food in English. Use simple words first, then try to add one or two more interesting words you've learned. For example, instead of just, "it tastes good," try, "it has a delicious flavor," or "the texture is wonderful." And here's an idea I want you to really get: word groups or chunks. People who speak English every day don't just speak in single words. They speak in word groups or phrases, sets of words that naturally go together like a team. For example, instead of thinking of how and are and you separately, native speakers think of "how are you" as one whole thing, one natural sound. The more you learn and practice these common phrases and word groups, the more natural and smooth your speaking will sound. Things like, "nice to meet you," "long time no see," "it's up to you." At the end of the day, as a matter of fact, "take care," "never mind." These are all common word groups. Pay attention to them when you read and listen. Find them, and then actively try to use them when you speak. It takes the pressure off trying to form every single word by itself, allowing your brain to process and produce language more easily, almost on autopilot. Listen to a short English conversation, maybe from a movie clip or a simple podcast. Try to identify 2 to 3 common word groups they use. Then try to use those same word groups in a sentence about your own day. Finally, and perhaps most important, doing it regularly is key. Consistency is like the constant sunshine that helps a plant grow. Learning words and getting better at speaking isn't a one-time thing. It's a marathon, a long race, not a quick dash. It's a continuous path of finding new things and growing. Dedicate a small, easy amount of time every single day. Even just 10 to 15 minutes of focused learning or practice can make a huge cumulative difference over time, adding up more and more, like saving small amounts of money that eventually become a large sum. It's like building a good habit, like brushing your teeth or drinking water. If you do a little bit constantly, you'll see amazing progress. Don't feel bad or discouraged if you don't see big changes right away. Language learning is a journey, a gradual process of layering knowledge and skill piece by piece, and every single step forward, no matter how small, is real, important progress. And remember to be kind to yourself. Some days you'll feel like a language superstar, and other days it might feel harder. That's perfectly normal. The most important thing is to keep going. Celebrate the small wins, like when you understand a new word in a song or use a new phrase in a conversation. These small successes build up your confidence and keep you motivated. Try to make learning enjoyable. If you find something boring, change it up. Read a different type of book, watch a different show, or find a new podcast. Learning should be an adventure, not a chore. So, to sum up our talk today, remember to learn words in context by actively reading and listening to real English materials, things you actually enjoy. Actively work with new words by making your own sentences and using flashcards in a smart way. Put words into groups and look at word families to build strong links in your brain's word collection. And when it comes to speaking, don't be afraid to open your mouth and make some sound. Speak often, practice shadowing, tell stories, and really try to use those new words you've learned. Ask for comments from others and use the power of word groups for more natural speaking. Most importantly, be regular, be patient with yourself, and truly enjoy the process of learning and growing. Every word you learn, every sentence you speak, brings you closer to your goal of speaking English easily and with confidence, truly making it your own. That's all for today's expanded talk on English active listening. I truly hope you found these tips helpful, inspiring, and something that makes you want to learn more. Remember, your English journey is special. It's your journey, and every step you take is a win. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep speaking with confidence. Until next time, I'm Alyssa, and happy learning.